So let's try to understand basically that photoelectric effect, which will just define that particle nature of light. Before that, we have a young double slit experiment and all other different experiments such like diffraction, Newton's ring, and in which we have seen that light has wave nature. But after this photoelectric effect, the idea has been going to change. So let's try to understand what is happened to light in this photoelectric effect. So before that, let's see what is we are just going to do. So we have let us assume we have just one photographic plate, some metal plate, and where the light will come. And we have seen that if the frequency of light is greater than some particular frequency, the electron will come out. So these are the basic fundamental of this particular experiment, but experiment is entirely different. So let's try to understand what are the experiment. So first we will make a schematic diagram of this experiment, and then we will try to understand what is going on and how we can explain all these things. So, and this experiment was done by Hertz, but it is mainly explained by the great Einstein. So let's just go for a schematic diagram of this particular experiment. So we have one metal plate and there is another metal plate. Let's say this is emitter and let's say this is collector, and these are connected to some voltage, and obviously we have connected it some one ammeter, and obviously we can just go for it. So initially what we have done, initially we will take it a negative polarity, so we can make it negative and it will take it positive polarity, and we can keep all this thing into vacuum. So there is some chamber which is vacuum chamber, and we just try to impose some light on this emitter plate. What we have seen, so this light will come onto this particular emitter plate, and we have tried it with different color, different intensity. So what we have seen that if light of some frequency, and this frequency is greater than some particular frequency, then electron will come, and obviously this is negative polarity, so it will repel the electron. It has positive polarity, so it will just try to attract the electron, and electron will reach here, and we will see some deflection in emitter. And what we have seen, if we can change this frequency less than some nu naught, suppose this frequency is less than nu naught, and whatever be the intensity we have taken, we have seen that there is not any current. So only current we will measure. So what is the first observation? The first observation is, so here we are writing what are the observation. The first observation we can see in this, suppose emitter is negative, so emitter is negative and collector is positive. What we have seen, if nu is greater than nu naught, then only current can be measured. Then only current can be measured. So this is for the thing, and if my frequency is less than nu naught, and whatever be the intensity, there is not any current. So this particular experiment can be only executed when frequency is greater than some particular frequency. And if frequency is less than some particular frequency, whatever be the intensity, intensity means you can increase the intensity by that opening the aperture of source, or you can just bring your source very near to this plate of emitter. Whatever you can do, you have not any current. So we have find that current is only for frequency which is greater than nu naught. So this is the first observation we can find into this particular photoelectric effect. Now let's go for the second observation, and it is very interesting. In now for the second observation, what we have done, we will take it positive polarity and we will make it negative. So this will be positive and this will be negative. And now we have taken the frequency always greater than nu naught. What we have taken? We have taken frequency is greater than nu naught. And we just try to plot, and this will be some potential. We are just changing this potential. And now if this is positive and this will be negative, then what will happen? This will try to attract the electron and this will try to repel the electron. So only those electron will reach up to this level which has more kinetic energy. Only those, so I am just repeating it again, only those electron will reach at there which will overcome of this particular potential, and this potential is all about negative potential. So what we have done, we just try to plot basically frequency versus this particular potential for given intensity, and we have also tried to plot we have just tried to plot basically IV curve in two different level. So first IV curve will be all about, so I is the current and V is the potential. So first IV curve I am just going to plot I versus V, and first we have just taking that frequency is constant, frequency is constant but intensity varies. So we have just vary the intensity, but we have just keeping the frequency constant. So what we have seen this type of curve. So this is this type of curve, and this is saturation current for positive, and there is some at some particular potential there is not any current, means no electron will reach there. And we have, this is my I1, this is my I2, this is my I3. We have all three frequency. What we have I3 is greater than I2 is greater than I1. So, and this is that this is basically current, and this is my potential, and this is some, let's say some potential Vs. Obviously this will negative polarity. What we have seen for different intensity, if frequency is same, we have same value of Vs. Means we have same value of Vs means that current is 0 for same value of Vs. And second plot, what we are just going to plot here is all about intensity is fixed. Intensity is fixed, but frequency varies. And what we can see this curve is something like that. So intensity is fixed, but frequency is varied. And we have find, so this is again I versus V curve. This is your intensity. this will be minus Vs1, Vs2, Vs3, and this will be your, let's say, nu3, nu2, nu1. And what we have seen? We have seen Vs3 in term of magnitude is greater than Vs2 is greater than Vs1, and we have also seen that nu3 is greater than nu2 is greater than nu1. So what we have seen, that higher the frequency, we need higher potential to stop this particular electron. Lower the frequency, this electron will we need less potential to stop it. So this is we have two basically curve when emitter is basically positively charged and collector is negatively charged. So these are we have seen, and we are just concerned about this particular Vs, particularly Vs. And here, if we are changing the intensity, we don't have any change into this particular Vs. So how we can explain it? So before explaining it, we must just understand one basic phenomena of energy. So I don't think this is very important. So what we have to understand, suppose this is a potential, and this potential is, let's say, this is positive and this is negative, and let's say this particular value is some Vs. So if we have n number of electrons, and all electrons have some kinetic energy, so we have only those electrons will reach here whose kinetic energy is more than Vs. So what I can say, that kinetic energy of electron greater than Vs, then only electron will reach at collector. This is very simple thing. Zero potential means, suppose we have, what is meaning of zero potential? Means not any what is meaning of zero current? Means, which means not any electron is going to reach at this particular collector. Let's say this is my emitter, this is my collector. So thing is that we have seen that this Vs will be dependent on frequency. It is not dependent on intensity. And from the wave nature, what we have seen that energy of wave will dependent on amplitude or intensity. But here what we can see that even if we are varying this particular intensity, I3 is greater than I2, I2 is greater than I1, what we can see, this Vs is same, means this Vs is same means the maximum kinetic energy electron will have the value Vs. Obviously you can just, let us assume this is your kinetic energy K1, another is kinetic energy K2, another is kinetic energy K3. Suppose K1 is greater than suppose we have K1 is greater than K2 is greater than K3. Suppose this type of situation is there. And suppose we have very less Vs, then all and this, and then what will happen? Then all electron will reach up to collector. And suppose we will increase the Vs such that, suppose in the case 1, we can just analyze this thing something like that. So for case 1, we have, let's say, K1 is greater than K2 is greater than K3 is greater than Vs1. Then only, so all 3 electrons will reach up to collector because they will just overcome this potential. In second case, suppose K1 is greater than K2 is greater than Vs2 is greater than K3, then only first and second will reach up to this. Then third one is not going to reach because its kinetic energy is less than potential, then it is not going to reach. Suppose third case, what we have, K1 is greater than Vs3. Suppose we are changing this Vs3 is greater than K2 is greater than K3, then only these electron will reach up to this. And suppose we have Vs3 is greater than K1 is greater than K2 is greater than K3, means no electron will reach up to this. Which means basically, as kinetic energy will increase, we need more and more potential to stop them. And what we have seen this stopping potential is actually dependent on frequency. So, but earlier we have thought that light is a wave, and for the wave, this energy must be dependent on intensity, that will dependent on amplitude. But here we have seen that energy is dependent on this particular frequency. So this is a entirely contrast concept. We have contrast observation actually in this photoelectric effect given by Hertz, but unfortunately Hertz was not prepared. He doesn't give all this information, all this basically explanation of this observation. So this is a very different kind of situation. Now this can be explained by the great Einstein. Let's see what Einstein said it. So this is the mainly observation. The observations we have mainly these two graph. When we have changing this frequency, we have keep this frequency constant, and we have changing this particular intensity. We have seen that the stopping potential is same, but when we have fixed the intensity and we are going to change the frequency, then we have seen the higher the frequency, higher the stopping potential, and we have to just try to understand this thing. And one more thing is important, that this all effect or this all observations are the nu is greater than nu naught. Why it is happening that? So we have to explain this thing, and this all thing can be explained by Einstein. So after this observation of Hertz, Einstein tried to explain all these observations. So let's see what Einstein argued and how this all observation done by all experiment done by Hertz can be explained by Einstein equation. So we have seen that the first curve is IV curve, and this IV curve, I is current and V is potential, and we have plotted for the same frequency and different intensity, different I. What is the curve? The curve is very interesting, and we have seen that this particular stopping potential is not going to change if we are going to changing that intensity. But what we have seen, we have also seen that if we are we are keeping that same intensity and different frequency, then this is again IV curve. I is current, V is potential. So this curve has something like this. And this is, let's say this is nu3, this is nu2, this is nu1, V, and let's say this is Vs1, Vs2, Vs3, and we have also seen that Vs3 is greater than Vs2 is greater than Vs1 in terms of magnitude. So nu3 is also greater than nu2 is also greater than nu1. Einstein go one step ahead, and what he plot basically Vs versus frequency. And once he plot Vs versus frequency, he got a very interesting result, and he got the result something for this. Let's say this value is nu 0 1. Why I am saying this is nu 0 1? Because he just plot this curve for different metal. So this is for metal 1, and this metal is all about metal of this emitter. And again, for the different metal, let's say this is metal 2, he have same kind of curve Vs versus frequency, but this time what he has difference nu naught. Means for this metal, if frequency is greater than nu naught 1, and let's say this is nu naught 2, if frequency is greater than nu naught 1, then only current will appear, and then we can just plot this Vs for that particular potential when current is going to stop. So he just plot nu versus nu along x-axis, y along Vs. And what he find? He find this angle is same. He changed the metal. This value is going to change. This particular value is going to change. And but this angle, the slope of this straight line, and this curve is approximately a straight line, and this slope is same. So this is very interesting, and we have also make conclusion that this Vs will be related to maximum kinetic energy. Only those electron will cross the barrier whose kinetic energy is more. We have understood this thing. So Einstein told us this will be equivalent to kinetic energy Ke maximum, and this is also Ke maximum. How we can explain it? This is very interesting, but yes, we can at least make the conclusion that kinetic energy of this photoelectron, whatever with the electron is coming out, is known as photoelectron. It will dependent on this frequency. So how we can explain it? Einstein gave the mind-blowing idea. Einstein said that in this metal, the electron will be bounded in some this type valley. So this electron will come out, and let's say this is the minimum potential. So this electron will come out when this electron will get minimum potential of V naught. Suppose somehow we can give this energy to this electron, this will come out to this valley if this electron will have minimum potential V naught, and if it has more than potential, more than energy V naught or more, then it can come out and it will become free, and then current will produce. What Einstein said, that when photon will come to this particular electron, this electron will absorb the photon and get the kinetic energy. And Einstein said that light is not a wave, it is not just an electromagnetic wave, this is just behave like a massless particle, and which is identified as photon. So photon is all about massless particle. He gave the concept of massless particle. And what he said, that massless particle is coming and it is just hit this electron, and once it is hitting the electron, electron absorbs the energy of this massless particle, and then he get excited and he get the kinetic energy. But we will measure the current only when electron will come out this valley. And Einstein said that this particular potential, the minimum potential for which the current can be found, are known as threshold potential. So what we have seen, that photon will come here, come to this particular electron, electron will absorb this particular photon, the energy of this particular photon, and it get excited. but we will find this current once electron will overcome this particular potential. So here Einstein give two concepts. First concept, he just says that these photons are bundle of energy. These are massless and they are bundle of energy, and this energy is equal to h into nu. And what he say? He say that energy of photon equal to h nu. So energy will be of photon will be just equal to h nu. And he also give that definition of threshold energy of particular metal. So what is this threshold energy for particular metal? The minimum energy needed to produce current, in another way to produce photoelectric effect. And what he give? He give these electrons which absorb the energy from photon and giving cause of electrons are known as photoelectrons. So these are known as photoelectrons. So this is photon and these are photoelectron, and assumption is very simple that whatever be the photon coming to the electron, and once it will collide to electron will absorb all the energy of this photon, and this energy will be divided into two parts. The first part will be, so total energy of the photon is the total energy of electron because it will just take all the energy. So he just take this energy and this energy will divided into two parts. The first part will be the, so this will be h nu is the energy of photon will be divided into two parts, and that will be giving this kinetic energy plus overcome this potential, and this potential is E V naught, and which is also known that kinetic energy plus work function, and this E V naught is work function because we don't know what is this particular V naught, and this will be identified as work function. So this is the minimum energy required for this particular photoelectric effect will occur, and this W can be related to some frequency, and that is the minimum frequency for which photoelectric can take place. So this will be the minimum frequency. So nu naught is h into nu naught is equal to W, and this will be identified as work function is equal to work function, and nu naught is identified as threshold frequency. So from here, so this is nothing but the conservation of energy. The all energy coming from the photon will be divided into two parts. The first part will be that getting the kinetic energy of electron and overcoming this particular potential such that electron can be free. So this equation and this equation can be written, can be fit exactly into this particular curve. How we can just write this equation again. So what we have this and if we are taking this maximum kinetic energy, so kinetic energy maximum must be equal to h nu minus W, and W is all about threshold frequency, and this maximum kinetic energy is all related to stopping potential. So this Vs will be h nu minus h nu naught, and we have seen this is nothing but the equation of as this will be equal to y is equal to mx plus c kind of equation if we have Vs into y in x we have nu, then this is just like this. And this is nothing but conservation of energy. So this is nothing the conservation of energy. So how we can explain that it is not behaving like a wave? This light is not behaving like wave. So Einstein gave two reasons. The first reason that energy of photon, which finally transported to the energy of electron, which is ultimately known as photoelectron, will be dependent on frequency. So energy of light will dependent on frequency, and the whole process is so fast that as so suppose it will be in this particular valley and there is electron, suppose one photon will come, it will immediately take all this energy and come out this particular valley. So that photon will the this is just like as a collision, that some particle is coming and it will collide to another particle, the another particle is going to respond. So this particle is coming, collide, and it is just going to respond. So this time lag, that importing, that coming the photon and getting the photoelectron or getting this current is very less. This is in a very less time, just like as a just you can just throw one billiards ball to the another one, and just as the first billiard ball will collide to second, the second will be ultimately respond in a very few seconds. So this is just like as a particle, because if this photon will be just behaving like a wave, then obviously it will take a time so that all energy can be absorbed by the electron, and after some time it will respond. But here it is just like a collision. So two things is there. One is energy is not dependent on basically amplitude, and second thing, energy is dependent on frequency, not dependent on amplitude. And second thing, that time lag between collision is very less, and you can find this will be exactly explained by Einstein just by basically Einstein equation. So this is all about this particular explanation of Einstein equation, and we can explain how this all curve can be defined, that the maximum kinetic energy of electron will be produced by the maximum frequency of this particular electron, and maximum kinetic energy is equal to stopping potential basically. So this is all about explanation of photoelectric effect. What is photoelectric effect? What is photoelectric effect? In next class, we will again brief all these things, and we will try to go some basic problem based on this particular mainly Einstein equation. But please remember, these all things are in a very ideal condition. The practical condition is entirely different. The practical, so we will try to do one or more problem on the basis of some practical condition also. But ideally this, it is very simple stuff now after the explanation of Einstein. Photon or light, which is function of energy, come to electron, electron absorb all this energy, and after absorbing it will try to do some work, and it will do this work to overcome this potential, and after overcoming this potential the whole energy will be converted into kinetic energy, and this kinetic energy can be stopped by the stopping potential experimentally. So this whole concept can be easily explained by by Einstein, but the real credit was given to Hertz, take who done this experiment. But yes, the explanation is given by the Einstein. So, and you know that Einstein got this Nobel Prize on to explanation of this particular photoelectric effect. But the whole experimental setup was done by Hertz. But the credit goes to Einstein, and we can just use all this concept of getting that energy of photon. And please, this is a very mind-blowing idea, that some particle which is massless and which energy, and which is nothing but the bundle of energy, and you can say these are known as photon, and these are some quanta. We can also explain this is some quanta of energy. That bundle of energy is known as quanta, and this photon have bundle of energy which is function of frequency. So finally we can explain each and everything. We can, when we will do the problem, then we can solve, we can understand it much better way. Okay, thank you.